What's up, guys? Classy Metal here with the video that I thought I was going to be doing yesterday, but we had a nice little surprise and got to do a back-to-back Metalhead Box dissecting videos this month. So this is going to be the box that I start showing every month moving forward. I have moved on from the regular Metalhead Box to a new option. They have a new option available, actually two new options available on their site for people like me that are more into the music and the shirts. Those tend to be where I find my personal value in the boxes every month. The little trinkets and patches, pins, autographs, that stuff is fun, but after a while it just becomes a bit just more clutter. And as you can see, I don't know how well you can see, but I mean the tops of my shelves are just lined with stuff, and space is very limited. I like to be able to focus on the CDs, as you can see by this wall of albums behind me. That's kind of my main focus on this. If you follow this channel at all, you know that I'm kind of a grab bag junkie. So this kind of feels like a little 4 CD grab bag every single month, and then you get a shirt to boot. So I'm just going to get into this. As I said, they have two options for music lovers that are just physical music lovers. That's what they want and nothing really else. The one that I do, as I said, is the 4 CD one shirt box. They also have one, I believe it's a vinyl, a cassette, and a CD and a T-shirt all in one box. I think those are the two options they have available for this. I stuck with the all metal option. You can go genre specific. They do ask for a secondary genre. Even if you do the all metal option, they do ask for a second. So I did all metal, and then as my secondary, I chose black metal. I received two black metal CDs in this box, and then I received a thrash and a doom metal. But we'll get into that in just a minute. I'll show you guys the shirt that came in this box. If you watched the video yesterday, you saw I got this killer Wraith shirt in the regular Metalhead box. In the box that I'm opening for you guys today, as you can see, the shirt box is empty, some paper, and the 4 CDs that I'm going to show. That's all. That's all that's in the boxes. So the shirt that was in this box is the Finnish um, Death Doom band, Solothus. They are, I think, currently signed to 20 Buck Spin. I know they put out a fantastic album back in 2020 entitled Realm of Ash and Blood, I believe was the name of that album. It was a fantastic release. Unfortunately, that's the only physical of their material that I own. I think they had a couple of full lengths that came out before that, but just maniacal Death Doom. Great stuff there out of Finland. If you haven't checked out Solothus, I think that's how you pronounce their name. Solothus. Sorry if I'm butchering the band name. If you haven't checked them out, as always, they're linked up down in the description so you can go check them out. I'm going to link up something for each of the 4 CDs that I got this month as well. A couple of the labels that these CDs are featured on, I'm going to link those up as well. The first CD, starting off with a bang in this box. This is an album that is a heavy contender for album of the year so far of the albums that I've heard. It's coming out on a label that is no stranger to this channel. If you follow this channel, you know that I love Black Lion Records. You know I love a lot of the stuff that Oliver is putting out over there. This is one of the better bands on that label. They put out a full length in 2020 that was absolutely amazing, and then they've topped that full length this year by putting this out. The band is the Swedish band. I'm going to butcher this. KVAEN. It's spelled KVAEN. The Swedish language is absolutely terrible for a U.S. English speaking person to try to pronounce. They are so different. But I call it KVAEN. I'm probably butchering that. And the name of this album is The Great Below. This has not been out very long at all. It came out in March, towards the end of March. And I've been listening to this quite a bit on Bandcamp leading up to this. I actually already ordered a copy, and I have this copy that came in through the box. Amazing black metal, kind of paganisque Viking metal. themes going on in this. It's black metal, and that has it has some pretty distinct melodies going on. The melodies are catchy, they're memorable, but it doesn't fall into that melodic black metal territory per se. I know that there are people that are turned off, black metal fans that are turned off from that whole melodic uh, black metal genre tag. They 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 can appeal to people that are mellow black metal fans and those that don't. They're pretty well encompassing as far as I'm concerned. This is an amazing release. If you don't check out anything else on this video that I'm showing, this would be the one to check out. As I said, this is a strong contender for album of the year moving forward. It is definitely a front runner going. What we're in April now, so for the first quarter, past the first quarter, first third of the year, we've got a front runner going there for album of the year. So definitely check that one out. I've got that linked up in the description, as well as Black Line Records if you want to check that label out as well. Next up, we've got a thrash metal release. This is a band that was first introduced to me. I found this through Soul Grinder Zine. Paul over there at Soul Grinder sent me a compilation CD. He's actually sent me a few compilation albums now that I'm going to show on the channel at some point. He sent them fairly recently, but he sent me one a while back along with a copy of a Soul Grinder zine. I did a video, showed it on this channel, and there were several bands that I found through that compilation and through that zine that I really enjoyed. This being one of those bands. This is Pennsylvania thrash metal band entitled Cruel Bomb. This is their third EP, Man Made. It's 5 tracks. They these guys are so talented. This EP comes in at about 14 minutes, somewhere in that 14 to 15 minute range. They make me mad to no end, just because that 14 minutes, that 15 minutes flies by so fast. This is the third EP that you put out. This came out in January of this year, and this is the third EP since probably 2020 that they put out. They don't have any full lengths. Stop putting out EPs. Get it together. Put out an entire full length. These EPs, every one of them that I've heard has been absolutely phenomenal. This one is no different. I am craving a full length from you guys, and if any of you see this video, I hope you heed that and have a full length in the works. They kind of pull different areas of thrash, just even on this little 5 track EP. There's one song on here, I believe it's Dogs of War, that sounds, it has such a classic, almost Sacred Reich sound going on it. I could really get into that because Sacred Reich is one of those classic thrash bands that I really enjoy. It almost has like a surf Nicaragua feel going on within that particular track. And then they go into like crossover thrash territory in on track 4, Stronger Than Yesterday. I kind of get that hardcore-ish crossover feel going on. But everything that these guys do, they do well, and I would be super excited if I found out that they had a full length in the works or on the way, because every EP that they put out has been outstanding, and looking forward to hearing more from those guys. That's kind of the whole point behind an EP, is to get you thirsting for more and wanting more, and I definitely do, and I hope there's a full length on the way sometime in the near future. It would not be a Metalhead box without there being some type of Canadian band or Canadian label featured in this. As everyone knows, the Metalhead box is out of Canada. We have a band out of Ontario on a label that is also out of Ontario. The label I am not familiar with. This was, as far as I know, my introduction to that label, and I will link it up in the description as well. It is Archaic North, and the name of this band is Wolven Ancestry. The name of the album is Silence of the Boreal. This has been out a little bit. It came out it's been out 13 years. This came out in 2009. Unfortunately, this band is now split up. This is the last release that they put out. This is melodic black metal. This has a classic melodic black metal. It sounds like a mix. It kind of has like a Emperor formula dipped in Demu Borgir, early Demu Borgir, I guess I would say. Kind of has that feel going on as well. They definitely wear their influences on their sleeves. They had an album that came out before this that was kind of a stinker, but this one is actually quite solid. I enjoyed everything that I heard on this. I've only listened to it today that for the first time, but everything that I've heard thus far on this, I absolutely enjoyed. I enjoyed it enough that I went and started listening some to that previous album, and that one did not do it for me at all. But this one, it just felt like was leaps and bounds ahead of that debut album. And unfortunately, this was the last one that they put out. It's let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, 9 tracks long. It wasn't too terribly long on the playtime, as far as I remember today. If it was longer than what I'm expecting, that's a good thing, just because it felt like the playtime went through so fast. But it has you have the obviously with the band called Wolven Ancestry, you're going to have the little wolf howls going on to start it off, and there's some very naturistic themes going on in this as well. But it is a very fun release. I did enjoy this one quite immensely. And then we'll move on to the last album that was in this month's box. This is from the band Southern Lord. They were featured in, I mean, not the band, the label Southern Lord Recordings. They were featured in the box that I had yesterday as well. Um, Doom metal. A lot of the material on Southern Lord is based around doom metal, sludge metal, and this is no different. The label is out of California. This band is a band called Thrones. It is pretty much a solo project, featuring I forget his name. I just went completely blank on the name. He's played in High on Fire, Melvins. He did some work with the Melvins. Sun. I believe the band is pronounced Sun. I've always called him Sun O, but he was in that project as well. But this is a solo project that he put out. I'm sorry that his name has just completely left left my mind at this point. This is a compilation. His project is entitled Thrones. The name of this album is um, Day Late Dollar Short. It is quite a few tracks. It's 19 tracks of sludgy, drony, bass heavy, very very bass heavy. The bass is definitely the the standout instrument in this entire on everything on this release. It is very drony, very doomy. And some of this is kind of hard to listen to. Just being upfront and honest. If you're into sludge, it's something that you may enjoy. If you're not into sludge, you would absolutely hate this. It has those like acid sludge, acid rock vocals going on behind these like fuzzy bass, drony bass things going. My biggest complaint, I think, of this, with it being so focused on the bass and so much fuzzy bass, there's probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 tracks on this that almost sound identical to me, and it just feels like I'm listening to the same track over and over. I've only listened to this album one time, so maybe on repeat listenings, I can find something else. Maybe it'll strike me a little bit different. It wasn't a terrible release. Don't get me wrong. It's not something that I hate. It's just a little bit more out there, away from things that I tend to gravitate towards and what I'm usually listening to. So I will give it another chance before I write it off or whatever. But very sludgy, very drony stuff there from Southern Lord Recordings. So there you have it. That you pretty much get a 4 CD grab bag and an awesome shirt in this particular in this offering that the Metalhead Box has going. I like this one a lot better. I like just uh, for me, the value is absolutely completely there. I've got a CD all the way from Blackline Records in Sweden, and it is a fantastic CD. And then a couple of new releases, and then a couple. uh, older releases that were new to me. So you can't beat that. It's something that I look forward to, that type stuff, when those types of grab bags are available. And the fact that now I can get a CD grab bag every month is very exciting to me. If that's something that you guys are into or you might be into, definitely go check it out. If you want to check out any of these bands or the labels that I showed, they are in the description as well. That's all I've got for today. I have an idea moving forward for a new series. I'll get into that a little bit more sometime in the very near future. I will try to get back on track doing these videos. It seems ever since I had the little break there because of COVID, it's just been hard to get the ball rolling and get back in the swing of things. But that's all I've got for today. Stay classy, stay metal, check out Metalhead Box, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.